Well, it's a story that no Arsenal fan wouldn't want to hear, but I'm going to let you know that it's really a blessing. This guy's for the club of Arsenal. Gabriel Magalhaes has gone ahead to pull out of the Brazilian national team. The story has been broken by Sammy Mikbo. You know him very well. Tier 1 journalist working in for the Mail Sport. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Huge injury update coming in through from the side of Brazil, and the manager of Brazil has also gone ahead and obviously spoken about this. We are going to get to know how serious the injury is and how he's expected, or when he's expected to return in action for the club of Arsenal. Let's see close to 300 likes. Smash on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we are left with just few subscribers to hit 20,100 subscribers, and let's do that and try to really add a lot of value. Remember last week, I think at the beginning of this week we went ahead to hit 20,000 subscribers, and here we are to the world. And Richarlison has something to say about the Brazilian national team. Then Vinicius Jr. is being backed and defended by the side of Brazil. So we are talking Brazil only, though the lead story also has an Arsenal player that has gone ahead to be pivotal into the season of Mikel Arteta. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barak Lau Fikum and Ramadan Mubarak. And so let's obviously go eyes, and this is it. And we are really having a story coming in through from the Daily Mail, confirming to us that Gabriel Magalhaes withdraws from the Brazil squad for friendlies against England and Spain due to injury, but Arsenal's fears as eased as it's not serious. So that's what he has gone ahead to let us know, that he's Sammy Mikbo confirming to us that Gabriel Magalhaes has gone ahead to pull out of the the Brazilian side. And when you hear him that he has really gone ahead to pull out of that side, then you really feel bad a little bit if at all you're a Brazilian fan, because it looks like Brazil is trying to build what we call a new central defense partnership that can really see this team really go eyes. You know, Gabriel Magalhaes, he's the new guy that has gone ahead to be accepted by the Brazilian side who plays for Arsenal. And you saw to it that in the recently World Cup qualifiers, this guy has been really pivotal in everything he has always been offering for his side of Brazil. He has been starting and playing very many minutes, and it started all after the World Cup, when they thought that players like Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, there is another centre-back that played in the World Cup. Those old people should obviously leave, and they should try to get in the new blood and bring in young defenders. When you look at the Brazilian side, Brazil 0-1 Argentina. All right, that's the game of football that they recently played. I really want to see Brazil World Cup qualifiers. All right. The game they played against Argentina, and they lost by 1-0. Guess who was in the central defense? Gabriel Magalhaes was playing with Marquinhos. You get? So it shows you that they are trying to move on and really rely so much on this guy, but his being out is gonna be missed, because I wanted to see him face the likes of Harry Kane. Arsenal is going to face Bayern Munich into the Champions League around the 9th of next month, and you'd love to see to it that Gabriel Magalhaes plays against Harry Kane in the game of football that England is going to be playing against the side called Brazil. So that is going to be a huge miss by there for him, because we would have gone ahead to get new minutes and really get to know how far has Harry Kane improved from the Harry Kane he defended at Spurs ever since he came in throughout Arsenal in 2020, and the Harry Kane that has just gone ahead to hit 30 Bundesliga goals this season. So that is going to be a very huge blow, but I think it's a blessing in disguise for the side of Arsenal that let him rest Let him rest and really get ready for the game of Man City. If it's a precaution, then we'll need to obviously see that this guy is approved by Mikel Arteta. That is next week on Friday as he conducts his match. They call it the match preview, right? And Samuel Mikbo went ahead to add on the following about the injury of Gabriel Magalhaes and said Arsenal centre-back Gabriel Magalhaes will miss Saturday's clash against England at Wembley after withdrawing from the Brazilian squad, but the injury is not said to be serious. Gabriel Magalhaes has been carrying a foot issue, but no confirmation of specific issue linked to his decision to leave Brazilian camp, who are really training at Arsenal's London Colney, has been provided. So Brazil is training at the Sobha. You know, it's no longer called London Colney, it's called the Sobha, right? It's called the Sobha Training Center. Sources insist the injury is not severe and the decision is described as precautionary, with Arsenal monitoring his fitness levels ahead of the crucial Premier League title clash at Man City on 31st. Now, if there is any player that you'd love to have or be with in your team when you're playing against Man City, it should be Gabriel Magalhaes. And I know it is really raising consciousness onto how this guy is really gonna really make it a point. That is it. So in the due course of making it a point, it results into fans asking themselves, being dubious, you know, contemplating about it on whether this guy is going to be available, you know, and all what you would want is this guy to be readily available for the side of Arsenal when they're playing away at Man City. And it might worry a little bit because this is what we are told when Martinelli was being aided by the shoulders of the people responsible for taking care of these players at Arsenal when they're playing against Sheffield at the Bremer Mall. You remember that very well? They said he's going to be okay. It was just a cut on the foot. But you ask yourself, how can a cut on the foot keep out a player for all those months? You understand? It's really one of those moments that you need to come out and really understand and ask yourself about it, because you might call it a simple injury, yet it's really a very huge injury that is going to keep him out for a very long time. But what does the manager of Brazil has to say about this guy who goes by the names of Gabriel Magalhaes? He has said, I've had already communicated previously that we will work with a slightly more extensive list, a pre-call, we can put it that way. And again today, we had another casualty. Unfortunately, Gabriel Magalhaes is uncalled. In his place, we are calling Bremer from Juventus. Now, it's confirmed. He's not going to be playing in these two ties, and Bremer from Juventus is going to hate to come in through and we replace him. But we're going to hate to be following up on Bremer. He's really one of those center backs that is really attracting attention from different teams all over the world. And Man United is one of those that are looking to obviously get in Bremer to come in through and really play in their central defense. Left-footed player, and he's really a modern center back. Press resistant, and he does jobs well. So that is Bremer for you, coming there to replace Gabriel Magalhaes. I was like telling you, it might act as a blessing in disguise that maybe this injury would have gone ahead to become serious by the time this guy goes ahead to see to it that he continue or forces himself to play. So all he has to do is stay at Sobha Reality Training Center to really get assessed, and he'll have 2 weeks of really getting to where you want to be. And if he recovers in time, it will be a very huge addition to the side of Arsenal. If he doesn't recover in time, I think it will be the very first time I'm going to see my preferred Arsenal central defense partnership. I would love to see Jakub Kiwior playing on the left side of the central defense and Saliba playing onto the right side of the central defense, because I've gonna hate to see Jakub Kiwior do a lot of wonders. And the beauty of it all is that they'll bring in a vibe that you people will really appreciate. But there are even other players that can come in through and get that job done and dusted. Julian Timber can come in through and really play in the central defense with Saliba. Then Then this other guy, Tomiyasu, can come in through and really get the job done. All Benjamin White and William Saliba can play that way, and then Thomas Partey can be played as a right back, or Tomiyasu can be played as a right back. So Arteta has loads of formations that can come in through and do that job. But you wouldn't like to miss out on Gabriel Magalhaes in what is going to be called the biggest game of the season for Arsenal, because the moment Arsenal collects 3 points against Man City, it will be done and dusted. I think City will be out of the race. That is it. So Gabriel Magalhaes' importance in such games is that he has been pivotal in almost every big game that Arsenal is going to hit to win. He has going to hit to score goals, score headers, put in assists, and his threat in the set pieces will be eagerly or will be badly missed into that game. So we wait and see how Gabriel Magalhaes is going to recover, but even Declan Rice can play as a central defender. If at all, you never know. He first played as a central defender at what's the side? He first played as a central defender at West Ham before he was shifted into the midfield. So he can also do the job, and maybe Partey and Jorginho can come into the midfield. But all I know is simple. He'll do the needful in there for you. But this season, Gabriel Magalhaes is going to hit to play 26 games, scored 4 goals. Remember, he came in through after Thomas Partey got an injury. But for all the games that Thomas Partey was available, the manager never really wanted to start Gabriel Magalhaes because he needed to eat that. He needed a lot. And when Julian Timber got injured, and I think Tomiyasu, this is when the manager decided to get in Gabriel Magalhaes. But he's injured. It's not all a serious injury, but to confirm that, it will depend on how long it's going to take for him to return. So how many Arsenal players have not gone ahead to obviously take part in the international break? Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Martinelli. So the 3 Gabbies of Arsenal have not gone ahead to attend the Brazilian side. Jesus is fit, but he has not been called. Martinelli is injured. He was never called. Sorry, he was called, but he pulled out. Then Gabriel Magalhaes is another one who is really out of this. So that is it for now. Let's head to Richarlison and see what Richarlison had to say about him being called back at the Brazilian national team. Richarlison has gone ahead and said the following, that I'm the happiest guy in the world. I can't wait to train with our new national team coach. So we all know that the new national team coach, is going to really manage his first games as for Brazil, and he's here to do the needful. And I just can't wait to see how he's going to really introduce in that tiki-taka style of football that Brazil is known about. He's being referred to as the Brazilian Pep Guardiola, that he plays exactly like Pep Guardiola. He goes by names of Dorival Jr. He's the new Brazilian coach, and we just can't wait to see what style of play he's really gonna initiate into that style of football. Because in this world of football, no country has footballers with a talent wavelength like that of Brazil. It's ever inflexing. That curve is always going high. They really get in very huge talents. And right now, when you look at that team of football of Brazil, if it gets the right manager, it can win any trophy on the world. That is it. So the other guy that has gone ahead to obviously catch the world by storm is Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid. And he's one of those that has gone ahead to lift up Real Madrid alongside Johnny Bellingham. And guess what? He has been really suffering a lot of racism attacks in the La Liga, and finally the Brazilian team or federation has come out and said the following on Vinicius Jr. Victim of racists, once again, all my support for Vinicius Jr. I know that prejudice affects the soul, therefore I'll continue fighting to push and remove racists from the stadiums. The CBF was the first national entity to include sports penalties against racism and continues to fight relentlessly against prejudice, stated the president of the CBF, Rodriguez. Fighting racism in football is also one of my missions on the FIFA Council. This Thursday, FIFA announced that it will make a global manifesto against racism in May. The announcement will be at the entity's Congress with the participation of 211 members. Vinicius Jr., keep scoring goals, dribbling your opponents, and facing racists. Brazilian football is at your side, facing the prejudice. That is it. So that is the president that's going to have to stand with Vinicius Jr. and he believes that he should be getting the backing. He has told him that continue to do what you do and nothing is really going to stop you. So I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Gabriel Magalhaes injured out of the Brazilian national team, and will he miss the side of Man City as Arsenal versus it? And what do you make about the following? Richarlison returning for the Brazilian national team. Happy. You think he last played for them when they're in the World Cup and has not been really making it all. But for Richarlison, I think the best striker Brazil is having right now goes by names of João Pedro, who plays for Brighton. The boy is a jam. The boy is a jam, and I just can't wait to see how he's going to really act into the remaining games of football. So smash the like button, comment and share. I'm waiting for your reactions into the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and good night to those going to bed, but we are still bringing you more and more content.